I believe that we are born with certain talents, interests, and preferences, things that simply are within our nature and that we cannot really explain. We don't have them because we worked so hard to achieve them. I'm talking about the things that came to us effortlessly during our childhood. They just sparked our interest, ignited a passion, made us curious and eager to discover more without anyone having to push us or motivate us. I have been sick last week. I got the flu, and for 2 days I could only lie in bed, sleep, and drink liters of tea and soup. When I felt a little bit better, I could sit quietly on the couch under a blanket, and I started reading a magazine that I bought a few days earlier before getting sick. I bought it on a day that I felt quite depressed because of my chronic headaches. I wanted to do something nice for myself, a little gift to cheer me up a bit. And then, when I got sick, I actually started reading the magazine, and suddenly this realization came to me. I realized that there are parts of me that I've been slowly letting go of. I became an adult who focused on becoming successful, focused on being liked by others, and focused on belonging somewhere. I know that deep inside of me, I have that fear of being abandoned. I experienced abandonment multiple times while growing up, and it left a wound that still needs some healing. So when I think about it like that, it does make sense that I let go of some things in order to make sure that people who mean a lot to me would not find me too weird and leave. I would take note of it whenever they would speak poorly about others who had interests or beliefs that I slowly managed to hide while growing up. But now that I see this so clearly, I cannot continue to be like that. This fear is also not grounded in truth. People who truly love you won't leave you because of some differences in opinions, beliefs, or interests. And if they do, they were never meant to stay anyway. I remember being proud of myself as a teenager, that I always managed to stay true to myself. I saw friends doing things out of peer pressure, which made me really sad and left me feeling very alone sometimes. But that feeling of staying true to myself was worth it. But now I realize that it also happened to me now as I grew older. I left parts of myself behind, not because I wanted to, but because I felt like I had to in order to fit in. And I can see now that it makes a lot of things harder than I want them to be. So this is actually really interesting, and I must admit that it does not feel easy to share. I feel a bit ashamed that I've let this happen for so many years. I'm already 35 now, but everything I just said is so visible to me in my home and in my closet. Both of them are full of safe choices And those safe choices to me feel boring, to be honest. And because they feel boring, I'm not excited to share those parts of my space in my videos. And I'm often taking way too much time to figure out what to wear in my videos. And often enough, I don't film scenes because I'm wearing something that I don't really like to see myself in. But then again, it feels like too much effort to dress up in a way that would make me feel better about myself. Wow, that was a long sentence, sorry. But it's out there now, and I feel like this might be necessary to actually make a change. So, this is an outfit that I wear pretty often. Not so much in my videos, but for example, when I have to pick up the kids from school, when I do groceries, when I walk the dog, things like that. In my videos, I actually like to dress more like myself, I noticed. And somehow, outside of the videos, when I step out of the door of my house, I do not feel safe enough to be seen like that. Which is stupid, right? Because if you think about it, probably more people see me through my videos than when I step outside of the door of my house. But well, it's a different feeling being confronted with another person's eyes directly than, well, through YouTube, right? Somehow I have the belief that when I dress more like I would love to, then I feel like I draw too much attention, and that attention feels uncomfortable. And when I feel uncomfortable, I don't do it. And then I go for this safe and boring choice, and it started to really bother me more and more. And I recently talked to a friend about it, and she is helping me now to find more of what really feels like myself. And I have to work on not caring so much about what other people think of me and to really embrace who I am. So this already feels much more like me, and I feel more comfortable looking like that inside of my house and in front of the camera. But when I go outside, I feel like I'm the only one looking like that and wearing clothes like that. And somehow, and I don't know why, I have the fear of standing out from the crowd. Which, why, Nicole, why? Because I admire people who do that. And that's a thing that's like this all my life already. I was never good at this, to stand out with my clothing, with my appearance visually. And I always, since I can remember, had so much appreciation for people who dare to look different, who, even if I don't like the way they look for myself, like they have all kinds of colors in their hair, like pink or blue hair, or a very unique haircut, bold clothing. Even if I don't like the style myself, I always have that appreciation of their courage and of their energy, appearance, the fact that they don't care so much about the opinion of others, and that they just are themselves. They dare to express themselves. Like, I love to express myself through videos, but also through painting, through singing, and they can do that with the way they look, and I love that. I really do. And it's like a gift that I want to give to myself, to be at that point, to do this for myself as well, actually. Oh, by the way, This is an outfit that my friend helped me with. She introduced me to this wonderful, wonderful store in Utrecht here in the Netherlands. It is called Tams, and the whole outfit is from that store. They make things by hand. It's fair trade, it's sustainable, it's made in India, and I love their collection, I love their concept, and if you are in the Netherlands, I highly, highly recommend it. So it was Happiness magazine, by the way, that I was reading on the couch, and it made me realize again how much I love symbolic rituals, like the feeling of being spiritually connected to the universe, the world, to nature. And it's not something I completely lost, but it's something I definitely made smaller when growing up. So I'm excited actually to rediscover those parts of myself, to do rituals again that I'm interested in, to meditate more, to connect with that part of me. In my next video, I'm planning on diving into the things that have been true to me for my whole life. I realized that also when looking to those photographs, to old photo albums, there are so many hints, so many things that I see like, oh my god, it was already there when I was like 5 or 8 or 10 years old. It was already there, and there are really so many things that have been true and authentically within my field of interest, of passion, through my entire life, and it's so worth it to look at them and to reflect on whether those things are still have a place within your life, because they deserve to be there, you know. There is something in there. It's there with you for a reason. I really believe that. So yeah, I hope you join me next week, and I wish you a beautiful day right now. Bye bye, my friend.